Hello everyone, this is your chess friend here. Today we're going to be playing another quick game. This is going to be the fourth daily quick game that we are playing for this channel. So we're starting with a pretty simple opening. This is the Italian, most likely, unless if he plays bishop to b5. But he played to c4, which is an okay move. We are just going to play bishop to c5. It's the best move for the Italian here. So I'm assuming he's going to castle, and we're going to play knight f6. Nope, knight to c3. This is not a very good move in the Italian because you want to play c3, d4 instead of knight to c3. So we're already, well, this leads to a very drawish position, so I'm expecting a draw here. Well, not expecting a draw, but it's already more likely that we draw than one of us wins. If he wants to take on f7, that's not very good because they're both worth 6 points. Like a pawn and a rook is worth 6 points, and a knight and a bishop is worth 6 points. But he has to waste 2 moves of development simply to activate. Well, he has to waste he has to waste 1, 2, 3, 4 moves to for something that doesn't do any, well, for something that doesn't win him any material, so it's not worth it. So we can just keep developing quite simply, something like d6. Yeah, if he does decide to capture here and play knight to d5, we'll be fine. From here, we're going to hit the queen with tempo. Well, we're going to move the bishop to g4 with tempo on the queen, which is never just bad, just a good square for the bishop to be, while also wasting some time for the opponent. From here, we can go knight to a5, attacking the bishop. I don't see any way for him to save it, but he might just capture here, which I think is okay. It's fine. Yeah, I would prefer to go knight to d4, however, threatening c2 with a fork, winning material. Also, d4 is just a great square for the knight. It's one of the 4 central squares, which you really want. It's good if you can have a piece in your central square. The knight can move to its full range of squares, and a few of them are blocked off. Well, a few of them are blocked off, but it's still fine because it covers, which is all it really needs to do. Well, cover the important squares. I think we'll still capture. It forces rook to b1 most of the time. Yeah, just forces rook to b1. So it's just a free pawn because we can move there and move back if we want to, and he'll be forced to move the rook. So we're spending 1 tempo to get the pawn, which is definitely worth it at this stage of the game. If anything, we could probably even go to b4 with the knight, trying to hit the d3 pawn. No, probably we won't do that. This seems like a blunder. Knight to e6. Bishop simply captures. I think he missed that. He might be trying to go bishop to h6. But that's fine, really. There's just really no threat there, is there? So I could capture with the pawn. There's really no reason not to. But since there's no threat anyway. Well, even if bishop to h6, we could always just go bishop back to g4. No, pawn moves forward. Okay, well, we're definitely winning here. I just want to see the best. Well, I'm just looking at the best way to do it. If bishop to h6, g6 is fine. He captures the rook. We capture the rook. His bishop escapes. We take his bishop. Pawn recaptures. And then the knight escapes. The knight escapes. So we should just be fine. Yeah, we can take with the bishop. We can afford it. We'll still be up a lot of material, so there's really nothing to worry about right now. Yep. Although we could try knight to h5, hitting the queen. And then if the queen moves to, well, the queen can't move to any of these squares, that's the point. So the queen will be forced, well, with the knight here, the queen, all of these squares are unsafe. So is this square, so is this square, this square, sorry. This square is unsafe. This square is unsafe. So the queen will be forced. This is an easy way to tell where the queen's going. Queen will be forced to f3, which is hitting the knight. So it seems like a pretty good square. So I think it's better to just go g6. If he captures the rook, we can capture his rook, and there's really nothing bad here. Yeah, we'll be fine here. I sincerely doubt that we will be low on material here. I don't see any way for him to win here. If he takes the knight, we can take his bishop, either one really, but probably the bishop on f8. And then if he takes our bishop, we can recapture. If he moves his bishop away, we can move our knight away. There's really nothing, how do you say, really no way for him to win here. I don't see one. So maybe he can do something like queen to g5, trying to hit the knight maybe. Maybe trying to go bishop g7 afterwards. Actually, no, he can't do that. Yeah, we're just fine here. He made a few blunders, mostly knight to e6. That was unnecessary. And instead of castling, he should have defended the c pawn. But okay, he's saving his bishop. That means we have two choices: either capturing his bishop or saving our knight. I think capturing his bishop is better because we want to take off as many pieces from the board, and if he decides to capture our knight, we can simply move the bishop away to e6 and we'll be fine. So I think it's better to take the bishop. If he recaptures, we save the knight. If he doesn't recapture, we save the bishop. So he recaptured, and now we save the knight next turn with knight to d4. So this should be quite an easy game from here. Bishop to g5, that's okay, I guess, but doesn't do much. I'm seeing something like queen f3 next turn, maybe queen h4. How do we stop this? Knight d4 doesn't help. Let's think about this. This is going to be an important move. Well, this is an important opportunity to make sure we make the best move. We could go d5. No, if we go d5. Okay, this looks like we're going to lose this knight. So I think we should, I don't know, find a best way to lose this knight, which even if we do lose the knight, we'll be fine. We're up a pawn, and we have, I think, a pretty easily better position. So we're going to go knight to d4. Even if he captures the knight, we'll be fine. So probably should have played a little better so that he couldn't capture the knight, but it's not going to be too bad, even if we do lose it. I think that's fair to say. I think we're gonna win this. It's just important to make sure we don't make any more blunders. If he plays knight to d5, he's losing his queen. So we're gonna hope he's not doing that. If he's playing queen to h4. Then maybe bishop to b4 is a good idea, trying to capture. Recapture and then go here with check on the king, forcing the king to h1, although that doesn't really do much, so probably not optimal. Rook to e1, that's a possible move, I guess, so that's good. He let us move the knight back, and it came with tempo. And if we really wanted to, we could move knight to c1, force the rook to do something, and then move back again, but there's really no reason to do that. At least I don't see one, so... Although this does give us 2 more moves to possibly save the knight, so... Well, yeah, that lets us have another 2 moves to save the knight, so we can make... So, if we find... Basically, it gives us more time to think. Knight to e6 is good here, hitting the bishop, so I think we're going to play that. Hits the bishop, and... saves the knight, I guess. Well, not exactly. If he plays g4, we don't... He could play g4 and queen g5, but that way if he takes the knight, we get to trade off queens, which is quite nice. So this is good, helping us. So yeah, I guess him playing rook to e1 instead of just queen to f3 really helped us there. Lets us save the knight. Lets us save this knight. Potentially. So if I was him, I would definitely play queen to f3. So I think we just win here now. I mean, he still has knight to d5 coming with tempo, but yeah. If he does do that, we can offer him a trade of queens. If he accepts, he's definitely losing, even though he wins this pawn. We're just up too much material for him to win from here. So he's going to need to move the queen away, at which point we're doing fine. We've got a powerful queen and a good position. Our king's relatively safe. It's weak on all the dark squares around him, but it's weak on these dark squares, but it's fine otherwise. So this c-pawn is defended by the knight, so we've got nothing to worry about on that front. We could play f5, trying to trade off, but I don't think that's the right time. Well, now, I don't think now is the right time for that. We could play c6, kicking the knight off, probably to f7. f6, sorry. The knight on f6 would be kind of bad. Actually, no, it wouldn't. A knight on f6, what does it do? It gives us a check, but king to g7. Its squares are pretty covered, and it's under direct threat. So where could it go? Couldn't go here, couldn't go here. Could always move back, so not a big deal. Could move to there. Yeah, I think we're fine even with just... Okay, I think the best thing to do here is to move quickly. I think that's the best thing to do here. Because we're low on time. We're at about 2 minutes, and we're not going to lose by just making a mistake, unless if it's a huge mistake, like a queen. So I think it's best to just find good moves that are good. Like, you just need to find, when you're low on time, it's okay to just find good moves instead of the best move, because you don't want to run out of time, obviously, and I think that's it. That's what it comes down to. You don't want to run out of time, and you don't want to blunder. So make good moves. If you're sure that it's a good, okay move or a good move, then you might as well just make it. So this is obviously at least a good move, so we're just going to make it. I think that's the easiest way to decide what move to make. Gonna move here. It's at least an okay move, offering trade of queens. So we should just be fine. If the queen takes, we're obviously winning. If the queen doesn't take and moves to h3, which it has to, then h5. No, then knight to g5. Actually, no. Yeah, knight to g5 has to come. Ooh, no. h5 wins material. After the knight moves away, bishop takes f2 with a double attack. So that's good. If the knight moves here, then we can recapture. Otherwise, yeah, that's the knight's only square. He blundered the knight. That's nice for me. A gift, so to speak. And then from here we can make a strong... Oh, never mind. I was going to say we could make a strong kingside attack if he didn't trade queens, but he traded, so we're just going to need to move quickly and make sure we don't blunder. So we're going to go here and take the pawn. Can't really stop it, can he? So, yeah, this is easily winning. Not a way to stop it, just a way to delay it. Well, it doesn't delay it, he just stops it from winning a pawn. I mean, winning the rook, but... Okay, smart of him. He played well. He did that correctly. But we can simply move away to a different square and we'll be fine here. And if he captures, we can recapture. So we're fine, we just need to move quickly. And we'll be okay. So I'll start hovering moves, which is, what I'm doing right now. It's not technically my turn, but I'm already getting ready to make them. Deliver a check. Don't have time for this. Move the pawn up. We're just gonna get through on this side. Basically, if we win that rook, we won the game. So I think that should be our main priority. Taking the pawn with check, never a bad move. If he moves to f3, which is the most natural move, I think, we win the game. You're not going to move to f3. Let's just attack the rook anyway. His time's also pretty low, so he also needs to think quickly, which he failed, I guess. Okay, and the king's cut off, so we win here. It's an easy way to tell. We're just going to let him. Yep. And then our king's just going to walk all over to his king, and we'll deliver a checkmate. He's got really nothing else to do. Okay, and we've got mate in 1. Whew, so we were pretty low, yeah, on time, but I hope you enjoyed this video. We were very low on time, actually 1 minute left. This was our 4th daily chess game, so I'm glad you enjoyed. Well, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, maybe share the video with your friends if they want to learn some chess too. This was your chess friend saying goodbye.